Well, I finished pressure washing the driveway, and it looks great. I just hope this sunken pad and the cracks can be repaired. Matt V Foundation Repair is going to lift this sunken concrete driveway pad so it meets the level of the next pad. That way we won't trip on it and it will last many years afterwards. And you're invited to look inside this new truck with new tools.
They come into these and then shoot out. They're a polyurethane foam, kind of like what you use for insulation and stuff. All right. This little jack I put under it, it's a 12-ton jack. Pretty easy to buy, Lowe's, Home Depot. And if it comes up easily without too much stress, then we'll just lift it all the way up and fill it.
This whole thing's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Is this typical, the thickness of the pad?
It's a little thin, I think, but it's pretty normal.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of slabs aren't more than 3 inches thick. This looks a little bit under 3 inches to me. So most driveways are like 3 inches. But 3 to 6 inches is what I usually find.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess for lifting, it's easier.
Yeah. Now, that's what I want to watch. So that's all I'm going to lift for now. Came up pretty easily. We'll just fill it, and then the rest of this little edge has got to come up a little bit more.
Okay.
We'll just lift that distance with the goop.
That was almost too easy.
Almost, you know.
Erase that one broken section up here a little bit in the process. Special bit for this? A carbide or diamond? Or?
It's a diamond.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's a diamond bit. These are so expensive, it's crazy. I do not get them for myself, my boss gets them. So it'll travel from this hole out to about here or here.
Oh, this is the
goop.
The goop you inject in there. Okay,
Yeah.
2 to 4 feet. I get it. Travel down a mole hole then too, huh?
Yeah, and you'll see it pop out in the yard.
Interesting.
If it goes down one of those.
So the goop they inject here is poisonous to mammals or anything that chews it up, which in our case would be good. We'd love to get rid of the moles that way.
So I usually start injection about 90 degrees, and then it'll continue to heat up to 100, 105.
So is it mixed and now, or does it, as it's injected, it's mixed with two?
As it's injected, the two different materials come through two hoses, and in the gun they're mixed together and then they react.
Excellent.
One of them expands and the other one hardens. Usually I have a guy helping me. These little orange things are disposable. Like this one will probably be used for most of these. I might use another one. We used to have ones that were bigger, and you tap them in like a nail, and each one of these would have an individual one, and those would last for multiple uses.
Part A and B are going in simultaneous then?
Simultaneously, mixing together, and I'll start to feel this lift. And we'll be able to tell when this is no longer, when this is loose. Yeah, and my guess is we've created enough space that it'll probably come out the side.
Oh, here we go.
Achieving lift.
Wow.
I cut it off with the Sawzall and brush it down with a brush. Right now this is still primarily holding it, and I'll do a few more injections to make sure that this will hold after I take it off. of how far this is spread from the hole.
Yeah, I can see. All the way to the other pad, second pad. Whoops. Wow. So we can park our RV on this when this is all done, huh?
Yep. Give it like 20-30 minutes and you should be fine.
Oh, I can see it coming up just a little bit.
Yep. That's almost too much. There we go.
It's pretty even now.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. This is basically just filling, and the way we can tell is when I pull this back out, the foam should come right back up through the top. That means it's full.
Can you feel a little bit of back pressure as you squeeze it?
A little bit.
Ooh.
You get the idea.
I do.
You put a little too much and that'll happen.
Yeah. A little too much here. There's the art to this too.
Yeah. All feel. You gotta feel it with your hands. But then another thing you do is just tap on this and get this to go down a little bit. So a lot of the time the little rock in it is pushing and creating friction so that it won't actually go down unless you give it.
Oh, yeah.
Usually I get either a hammer, a rubber hammer, or I get my partner with a pry bar and a piece of wood tapping on it and it'll go right down. Well, it doesn't actually go down. This allows this to come up then.
Right.
But it is up. And that is definitely full. So there we go. Perfect. This isn't hollow at all right here though. This is already moving.
That means it can lift it just slightly. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
As you see.
It's alive.
Yeah.
Well, the fumes of this are bad when you're in the enclosed space.
This one, I'm not going to inject very much because it's already up against here. I don't want it to lift at all. Yeah, it's right there. I'm going to leave that one alone.
So you think it has sunken since it was poured relative to the garage?
Yeah, this is definitely sunk, but I think it's sunk consistently over the whole thing.
Okay.
It wasn't that much. It was only like, what, 3/4 of an inch maybe? Which is, for 40 years, that's pretty good. This is lifting right now. Very slowly, but it is lifting. And rather than lift it and create an edge there, I'm just going to stop. If you haven't noticed, I'm being a little cautious on this end. Yeah, see, it's already moving. And that means that there's not a lot of space under this near the garage, which also adds to my theory that the whole thing's just settled a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, because this was probably up tight against here, and then this was probably up just a tad more under here.
Yep. So
that's probably about how much it's sunk. So we've been around up here for I think 10-12 years, and yeah, it's been really good. He started out I think with like 10 employees, and we're at 70 now.
Oh my goodness.
You know, it's pretty good. Our two most common things are, the first one is water damage. That is the most common, but after that it is new construction or old construction where the soil was not compacted well. Based on the way the slab behaves and based on the way it's cracked.
No rebar, okay.
No rebar. Most people do not have rebar, surprisingly, but it is incredible how much strength it adds to your slab. It's kind of odd because this is cracked here. This is almost too high, and this is almost too low.
Yeah, it's like
so I'm gonna cut the difference between the two. This stuff goes out, as you could see over there, how far it goes out, and it'll go up inside this crack and almost act like a glue. There it is, right there. You get the idea.
Right on cue.
Yeah. Almost like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
These bubbles indicate water.
Yeah.
So there's probably that empty space is full of a little bit of water after the rain, which over time that would erode this out more and more. But with this, it now there's no space for the water to sit in there, and this will not wash away with the water.
A little bit of lifting of the second pad here. So the goop is doing the lifting all on its own here.
I just gotta watch the edge and make sure it doesn't go too high. Yeah, and see, right now, this is getting close. And this is still down a little bit. What do you think? I can lift it more. This is kind of up to you. Do you want me to lift this? But then this might be a little bit higher than there. It's almost high now.
I'd say that looks pretty good to me, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Like here, I'm gonna lift this just the tiniest bit, you know, and it'll probably make this pretty darn even right here. All right, so that's
it.
The foam.
It's a little hard to tell on the video, but what a huge difference. I'll be able to fill in those cracks now with some good quality caulk and add some sand to it to make it match as close as possible to concrete. Next step is to clean up the material that squirted out in the places. Getting things cleaned up here. You knocking down some of the sharp edges?
No, this is mostly just the foam that's sticking on the top here.
This material will turn yellow over time from UV light, but you can brush it up with a wire brush or use brake cleaner.
Yeah, so all things Riley Workman.
Riley's picking up. Put the soil back under the area here. He lifted up.
So,
and
yeah,
looks
this
good.
Is the stuff you can use to clean it off.
Oh, okay, brake cleaner.
Yeah, it's a brake cleaner.
Okay.
We found you can use any, but we like O'Reilly's best. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I'm just gonna. This will help break it down a little bit around there.
Okay.
And you just tap it up, and there. Now we're ready to fill. Just a little bit of concrete dust. I sifted it out with a colander, just regular high-strength concrete.
Okay.
You just fill the hole. Mostly full. Find whatever size of rock you want. This is pretty small here, so I'll have to use like that. And then just sprinkle it on there. Tap it down. And then I usually do just a tap of water over it because it helps blend it in a little bit, as you can see.
Yeah.
And
fantastic.
Hopefully you won't be able to even notice it.
I was told to let it dry for a day before washing off that little bit of residue. That way the patches will have a chance to get nice and hard. When it's dry weather, I will caulk the cracks.